Let's separate ourselves and become that dynasty that this organization is building.
We're trying to make this thing something that people will never forget.
Whenever we step on that field, you will know stagnation.
It's about continuing to build a legacy on and off the field.
We're going to give them an opportunity to work in there. They're going to help teach them while we're trying to teach them at the same time.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our Make It, Take It, and Keep It edition of Hy-Vee Chiefs Insider. Yep, this week, the Chiefs could make history. They could keep the streak going, and they could take the division against the Denver Broncos. We've got an awesome show planned for you. Creed Humphrey is under the helmet, one of the top-rated offensive linemen for the last 2 years in the entire NFL. We're mic'd up with George Karlaftis. He had a sack late in that game against the Bengals. On Kingdom Conversation, senior team reporter Matt McMullen joins me. We'll talk about the Broncos and why they're the most mysterious team this year in the NFL, and a special feature on Chiefs Ring of Honor running back Priest Holmes. But first, let's go back to Cincinnati, the tough loss against the Bengals, with our Chiefs game day recap. Mitch Holthus back here in Cincinnati. The Chiefs against the Bengals. Chiefs at 9-2. Bengals at 7-4. The Bengals were anxiously watching the end of that Ravens game.
Hey, accept the challenge today. Fly around for the guy beside you and cut it loose. Go enjoy that. Let's go dominate. Let's go get all three. 1, 2, 3.
The Chiefs will run a screen right to Pacheco. 30 gets 2 blocks, 35, 40, explodes across the 45. How big is it that now he's getting involved in the passing game? Mahomes, quick pass near side, caught, and a first down, 40, 35-yard line out of bounds. Juju Smith-Schuster. Townsend with the hold. And the kick by Butker is good. The Chiefs have 3. Back to throw. Burrow stepping up, trying to escape. Now he'll run out of the pocket. Chased by Frank Clark, and Karlaftis eventually gets it. Short of a first down. Mahomes with the snap. Now throws it left flat. Caught by McKinnon. He'll walk into the end zone left side. Touchdown, Kansas City. 55 seconds left in the second quarter, and the Bengals lead by 4. They will have 3rd and 1, Dana Hughes, at the Kansas City 4-yard line. P. Ryan is the running back. Joe Burrow's under center this time. He'll run a quarterback sneak. I don't think he got it. He dives into the line. They're going to mark him maybe short at the 3. It will be 4th and 1 for the Bengals at the Kansas City 4. 51 seconds left in the half. Burrow again, barking out a long count here. Burrow in motion. They're going to come in a jet sweep, and the Chiefs bury him. They bury him. What a play by Kansas City. Carlos Dunlap, the ex-Cincinnati Bengal. Holmes 3 wide to the far side of the field. Pressure on his backside. Thrown down the middle. Once Marquez Valdez-Scantling broken up at the last second. Snap to the belt of Mahomes. Here comes a big-time rush. Again, the middle of the field. They want Scantling again. This is Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Gets it this time. Almost the same route, same part of the field. Catch made. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Handoff goes to Pacheco up the middle inside the 5. Pacheco spins into the end zone. Touchdown! Kansas City bowling for dollars. Snap to Mahomes, looking right. Now pumping. He'll run it. Up the middle. He dives. And the ball's out. They're going to give him a touchdown. Did he break the plane? They will call it touchdown. Kansas City. Check on Mahomes. Oh, he's fine. He's sprinting like a 200-meter dash to the sideline. And the Chiefs have the biggest lead of the game on a 4th and 3 quarterback scramble up the middle by Mahomes. Chiefs are out of timeouts. Cincinnati leads 27-24.
Last play before the 2-minute warning, and they're able to deck him back at the 29.
It's 3rd down, 11 for the Bengals after the sack. They're going to throw it. Burrow to throw. He's hit as he throws, and the pass will be caught, and it'll be a first down, and that'll do it. The Cincinnati Bengals have beaten the Kansas City Chiefs here 27-24. Coming up on Hy-Vee Chiefs Insider, the pride of Shawnee, Oklahoma. Chiefs center Creed Humphrey under the helmet, and a special feature on former Chiefs running back Priest Holmes. Chiefs Insider is brought to you by Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. And your Midwest Ford dealers, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Let's go. All them boys ready. Let's go, brother. Let's do it, George. I'm mic'd up, so y'all chill. Oh, he's a police. Hey, look, he's right there, too.
Fourth and 4.
Smith-Schuster with a fight for it. Oh, where are they going to mark him? They say first down.
Third down and goal to go at the 2-yard line for the Chiefs, trailing 14-3. Mahomes with the snap. Now throws it left flat. Caught by McKinnon. He'll walk into the end zone left side. Touchdown! Burrow under center. Fourth down and 1 at the Kansas City 4. 51 seconds left in the half. Burrow in motion. They're going to come in a jet sweep, and the Chiefs bury him! The Bengals lead at halftime 14-10, but the Chiefs get an enormous stop.
Second half. Go have fun.
Burrow, quick throw, wheel route, left side. It is dropped at the far pylon by Tyler Boyd. Bengals get a game-tying 36-yard field goal. Fourth and goal at the 3-yard line for Kansas City. 17-17 tie. Snap to Mahomes, looking right. Now pumping, he'll run it. Up the middle, he dives! And the ball's out! They're going to give him a touchdown. Did he break the plane? They will call it touchdown! 4th and 3, quarterback scramble up the middle by Mahomes.
Let's go, Paul. Let's do
And now the Chiefs will bring out Buckner to try to tie the game at 3:48. Kick is up, and the kick is no good. He misses it. Got to hold him to a field goal here. 3:07 to try to keep it within a touchdown. Third down, 11 for the Bengals after the Karlaftis sack. Burrow to throw. He's hit as he throws, and the pass will be caught, and it'll be a first down, and that'll do it. T. Higgins on a slant against Joshua Williams.
Good luck this year, bro. Good job, man. Good luck. You Greek, right? Yes, me too. Hey, nice to meet you, man.
The Cincinnati Bengals have beaten the Kansas City Chiefs 27-24. Last year, of all of the rookies in the National Football League, Pro Football Focus had Creed Humphrey rated number 1. This year, for much of the year, Creed has been the number 1 ranked center in the entire NFL. So we're under the helmet this week with the pride of Shawnee, Oklahoma, Creed Humphrey.
Last year, of course, we talked about him a lot during camp. As the season started to go, we started to realize more and more, of course, well, Creed Humphrey, this guy is not just a decent lineman. No, he's the best center in football.
Yeah, what goes into a good snap is, just being confident. You get so many repetitions throughout the week and, throughout the season. I've been doing it for so long that it's kind of second nature now, and it's just doing it with confidence. The best thing I can think of is really not thinking about the snap. You start overthinking stuff, and your snaps can get off. So really just trust your instincts, trust how you've trained, and, trust the reps you've done.
Hey, let's go, Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go try it. Let's go, baby. Attack from the whistle. Let's go. Attack from the start.
You're kind of the quarterback of the offensive line. You got to understand the coverages, the schemes that the defense like to run, things like that, and you got to be able to make your calls based off of all that stuff, and you do it in a short amount of time. So just being able to understand, the scheme side of things, what the defense wants to do, and that comes with a lot of studying, things like that. You have to be able to do throughout the week to get comfortable with it and kind of have it be second nature, going out there with a purpose and practice, going in with a purpose to watch film, learning plays, things like that. Everything you're doing is with a purpose. You do that and the days kind of start flying by. You have fun with it, and it just keeps rolling. And as long as you're having fun with it and doing it the right way, it flies by.
It is Broncos week here in Kansas City. They take on Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos.
It's a huge game, an AFC West opponent. They have a really talented and stacked defense, so we know that we have a big challenge coming up this week. That's the fun part about it, though. Getting those challenges, kind of proving to yourself and to our offense, what we can be. We got to make sure we're going in practice with the right mentality, just get ready to go after it and have some fun with it.
Priest Holmes, what more do you need to say?
Handoff, Holmes countering, he dives! Touchdown! Priest Holmes!
Priest Holmes is in that groove right now.
He's airborne and flying. He's in for a touchdown. Priest Holmes.
Priest Holmes, the NFL record holder for most rushing touchdowns in a season.
Every year, more than 200 amateur players are drafted into the NFL. Every team makes selection after selection, scouring every corner of the country and even the world to find the best talent out there. But sometimes that process fails. Sometimes a player slips through the cracks. In 1997, that player was Priest Holmes. 19 running backs were selected in the 1997 draft. Only 3 of those ended up with more career rushing yards than Holmes, who, despite going undrafted, went on to become one of the best players of his generation. Holmes joined the Chiefs ahead of the 2001 season after a 4-year stint with Baltimore, and almost right away, he established himself as a force to be reckoned with. He led the NFL in rushing that season, racking up more than 1,500 yards, and followed that up with another huge year in 2002, leading the league in offensive touchdowns with 24. He wasn't done either. The Chiefs won their first 9 games in 2003, marching to an eventual 13-3 record, and at the core of that success was Holmes, who rushed for a then NFL record 27 touchdowns. It was a stretch of success unlike any other in league history. In fact, Holmes is the only player to ever record at least 6,500 scrimmage yards and 60 scrimmage touchdowns during a 3-year span in the Super Bowl era. The man epitomized greatness, and while he may have initially slipped through the cracks, his legend is immortalized forever in the Chiefs Hall of Honor.
Chiefs Insider is brought to you by Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. And your Midwest Ford dealers, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome to Kingdom Conversations, but as I said on the Chiefs Kingdom show on the Chiefs Radio Network Monday night, it's not just any week, it's Broncos week, or you can fill in the blank if you'd like. Mitch Holthus with you again, along with Matt McMullen, senior team reporter, but it is Broncos week, right? You just can't overlook the fact that this is one of your hated rivals since 1960.
And it's one of those things where, yeah, the Broncos are not having it all the season that they expected or hoped for this year, but really, in these divisional games, you have to throw all of that out, those numbers, the records, the stats, none of that matters. It's Bronco week, and that's all that matters here this time around.
And I remember some Chiefs victories when this script was reversed. But let's get into this Bronco team a bit, because this is almost like the Rams week 2.0, because this Broncos defense, I'm seeing things here, Matt, that I've never seen before in 29 years in the National Football League. Let me just give you this one. They have lost 6 times. They're 3-9, but they have lost 6 times where the opponent has scored less than 20 points. That tells you how good this Bronco defense is and how weird this season has been for Denver.
Yeah, it's really a tale of 2 different sides of the football, right? Their offense has really struggled this season, but their defense is one of the best in the NFL, if not the best. This is the number 2 scoring defense in the NFL, allowing just 17 points per game. They've allowed the fewest touchdowns in the league. They've held the opposition under 20 points in 9 games this season. Number 1 red zone defense, number 3 third down defense. I could go on and on. This defense has been just spectacular. Their offense, though, has not been.
Let me give you some more. They have forced the most 3-and-outs of any defense in the NFL. That does not equate to 3-9, sorry. Second in the league and only allowing 198 offensive points. That doesn't equate to 3-9. This is still a defense that is superb in many ways, and it'll be a challenge for the Chiefs offense.
And it's an interesting contrast against the Chiefs offense, because when you go down all of these categories and all of these stats, where they're really good defensively, the Chiefs are really good offensively. So I mentioned they're the number 2 scoring defense in the NFL. Well, the Chiefs are the number 1 scoring offense in the NFL. They've allowed the fewest touchdowns in the league. Well, Kansas City has the 2nd most touchdowns in the league. They've held the opposition under 20 points 9 times. Well, Kansas City has scored 20 or more points in all but 1 game this season. So on and on. The Chiefs are very good, where the Broncos are very good defensively. Something has to give here on Sunday.
This Chiefs team has stayed focused week by week by week, and there is danger in playing this Denver team, especially in Denver. The fact that the Broncos have led at halftime 5 times, that does not equate to 3-9. So you're going, well, wait a minute then. Why are they 3-9? Okay, it's part of the discussion here because offensively, this has been the most mysterious team in the National Football League in 2022. They go spend a lot of money and a lot of equity in Russell Wilson. Yes, Russell Wilson is the fourth most in NFL history in rushing yards. Only he and Peyton Manning have had 300 passes for touchdowns in their first 11 seasons. But that's historic. When you look at the present, it's a stark contrast.
It's just super strange, and it's been hard to understand all year long. I think we all expected when Russell Wilson got traded to Denver that early on there may be some hiccups trying to figure out how it's all going to work, but it just hasn't worked all year for them. This is the number 32 scoring offense in the NFL. There's only 32 teams in the NFL, so they're last in the NFL. They're averaging 13.8 points per game. They're 30th in third down conversion rate. They've punted more than any other team in the league, and they've been called for the most penalties of any team in the NFL with 100. They have the fewest red zone drives in the NFL with only 24. And when they get down there, they're second to last in red zone touchdown percentage. So I could go on and on. Their offense this year has just never really gotten on track. One category they have been good. Russell Wilson has a bunch of deep passes this season. He has 26 passes of at least 25 yards. That's third most in the NFL behind Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. The problem though, whenever they get those big passes, the drive seems to stall after the fact. So there's been spurts where they've looked good, but overall the offense has just really never gotten going this season.
Let me give you another one. Russell Wilson is 29th in quarterback rating. There are 35 qualified quarterbacks with enough attempts. 5 of the 6 that are below him aren't the QB1 anymore. Like right behind him's Baker Mayfield and Zach Wilson. Okay. But let's just still sound the alert here because this is a Denver team that's capable. Latavius Murray. You look at Jerry Jeudy. Greg Dulcich is an interesting story to me in this game because they started to move him around much like Travis Kelce. So the Chiefs are going to have to play and take care of their business here. This will not be an easy game.
Yeah, and again, the Broncos, they're playing for pride at this point, right? They're 3-9. They're trying to play and show, hey, we can still be a team to be reckoned with in future seasons. So they won't be a pushover. I respect that they have not given up this year, especially on defense. They still fight in every single game. And these divisional games, as we mentioned earlier, you never really know what's going to happen in them. You have to throw everything out. So the Chiefs need to be on high alert in this game, go in expecting a fight against the Broncos. And offensively, you just need to make sure they never get going, like they have struggled in every game this year. One area that I'll be watching is first down. On average, the Broncos need 8.2 yards to convert on second down this season. That's the most in the NFL. They have really struggled on first down this season. Got to make sure if you're the Chiefs defense, don't let the Broncos get into any kind of groove at all on first down early in this game. Make it once again frustrating for them throughout the game, and the Chiefs will hopefully be okay.
That discussion can also flip over to the Chiefs. It's something we talked about in the first 6 weeks of the season. The Chiefs are in the 20th range of first down offense, but on their scoring drives, that zooms all the way to 5th in the league. The other thing would be red zone. You mentioned the Broncos are the #1 red zone defense in the National Football League. The Chiefs now, in the last 4 weeks, counting this Broncos game, will face 3 of the top 6 red zone defenses in the entire National Football League. For the Chiefs, get those 7s. Go back to what they were doing and find the way to score when you get into the red zone, scoring touchdowns.
Yeah, the Chiefs have the most red zone drives in the NFL right now. That's good. That means you're moving the football down the field. Prior to the game against the Rams, they were the #1 red zone offense in the NFL. So whenever they got down in the red zone, more often than not, I think about 76% of the time, they were scoring touchdowns. They weren't very good in the red zone against the Rams. Got to make sure in this game against the Broncos, the best red zone defense in all of football, in a game where you don't want it to come down to the wire in the end against a hungry opponent. Got to make sure when you get to the red zone, like the Chiefs have been so often this year, finish with touchdowns and then build a lead, force the Broncos to play from behind. That's where Denver has struggled this season. And this defense, as good as they are, if you're getting 7 points whenever you're in the red zone, they can only do so much to stop you.
Yep, all summer long. In fact, one time on NFL Network, I was asked about the Chiefs, or the AFC West passed them by. And I said, someone will pick the Chiefs 4th. That happened. It happened on several occasions. This week, the Chiefs can wrap up the division, playing a team that's 4th, the Denver Broncos. Thanks for joining us on this week's show. Yep, the Chiefs could make history this week, especially Travis Kelce, zeroing in on 10,000 yards in his career and the most yards after catch by any tight end in NFL history. Next week, this 3-game road stint continues. The Chiefs go to Houston to take on the Texans and try to keep pace in what is a very crowded run for a 1 seed in the AFC. We'll get you ready for the Texans and everything else right here on Hy-Vee Chiefs Insider.